What? What is a power bottom? That seems to be the question many of you have been asking since the allegations against Pastor TD Jakes have come out in connections with all of the shenanigans with the lawsuit between Cassie and Diddy. For those of you who don't know, Pastor TD Jakes was recently involved in the conversation about how he may have played a role into some of the parties that Diddy would have. Before I go further into this conversation, I'm going to remind you that I'm having a giveaway all month long. All the details are on the screen. To participate, all you have to do is donate $1 to the Trevor Project, and link is in bio to donate. I, for one, am glad that we're having these conversations because I am glad that the world is getting an opportunity to educate itself about a world that some of us never knew existed. Whether that man is truly queer is really none of my business. But one thing that I find quite peculiar is that many people aren't even aware that sexuality is fluid. Just because somebody is married does not mean that they're heterosexual. I was a lesbian married to a man. It's possible. There are many couples right now that are married where one person is not heterosexual. Just because a man has a lot of kids with women does not even mean that he likes women. Sexuality is very complex. And it's also something that has changed over time. In 1901, our medical dictionary defined heterosexuality as an abnormal or perverted appetite towards the opposite sex. What you see behind me is an interesting article that I read from BBC News about the invention of heterosexuality. There were a couple points that were made in this article that I thought were noteworthy. And the dictionary even used the word perverted to describe it. I know, shocking. In 1923, Merriam-Webster dictionary described it as morbid. It wasn't until the year 1934 that heterosexuality was described the way that we conventionally accept it now. Sexuality is fluid when it comes to how we have defined it as a society over time. The best known case of homosexuality in Egypt was recorded in 2494 BC. That was a long time ago. Across many ancient societies, Africans and Native Americans, there's lots of recorded cases of people who don't subscribe to Western ideas of gender, male, female, straight, gay. There is a lot of fluidity across many ancient cultures in terms of identity. People are seen as their energy and less as these categories that were created in this modern society. So am I surprised that, somebody that is married to a woman and that is a Christian person can also be queer? No, the issue for me isn't so much about queer as it is about safety. I am concerned about people being abused. I want everyone to be safe. I want everyone to consent to what they're engaging in. That's what I care about more. Now, whether or not he's straight doesn't matter to me because I'm not his wife. What do you guys think?